What's one of the dumbest things you've ever spent money on? It started as a throwaway joke. I was 17, out of school for the summer, and so catastrophically bored that even pranks sounded productive. One night I was at the grocery store, saw a can of beefaroni for $1 and thought, what if I just put this in Daniel's mailbox? No note, no explanation, just a room temp can of pasta in a suburban mailbox. He didn't find it. His parents did, and they were confused. The next week, I did it again. Daniel started talking about it. Dude, my parents are losing their minds. Someone keeps putting beefaroni in our mailbox. They asked the neighbors about it. I acted confused. Maybe it was a weird neighbor. Maybe someone mistook the mailbox for a food pantry. The following week, 2 cans. Then I skipped a few days. Then another can, taped shut in a brown paper bag. At some point, this prank became a routine. I was walking nearly an hour to his neighborhood in the dead of night, around 2 o'clock a.m., just to slip a can into the box. I'd wear black clothes, pull my hoodie low, and duck behind hedges when cars passed. I didn't even listen to music. Too paranoid. Just the crunch of my shoes on the sidewalk and the distant hum of streetlights. They started calling the police after the 3rd week. A patrol car drove by while I was crouched behind a recycling bin. I held my breath until my lungs hurt. The cops didn't catch me, but they told Daniel's family to install a camera. So now I had to improvise. I wore a cheap Halloween mask one night. The next, I hunched over and practiced a limp just in case I ended up on video. I didn't know where the camera was, but I figured looking like a haunted raccoon might throw them off. I wanted the profile to be untraceable, unhinged, memorable. Daniel would update me like a man recounting a ghost story. Dude, the camera caught someone. He's hunched over like he's got scoliosis and wearing a mask from The Purge. My mom is freaking out. She thinks we're being targeted. I nodded, concerned. Dude, that's messed up. By month 2, they had a whole folder of security footage and still no clue who was doing it. At school, Daniel started calling the mystery man the beefaroni bandit. He had no idea. But the real turning point came at the grocery store. I was checking out with a 12-pack of Chef Boyardee when the bagger gave me this long, suspicious look. You've been buying a lot of this stuff lately, he said. I shrugged. It's good. You're not the beefaroni bandit, are you? I stared at him. He stared at me. Then I cracked. He didn't rat me out. In fact, he offered to help. His name was Connor, and from that day forward, we became a 2-man prank operation. We started placing cans around the perimeter of the house, tying one to a string and dangling it from a tree like a Christmas ornament. One night, we lined the driveway with cans like it was a candlelit vigil. The family stopped laughing. Daniel told me his dad threatened to call the news if it didn't stop. It didn't. Then Halloween came around. I bought a full white chef's apron, paper mustache, and plastic red neckerchief. I taped a giant can label to a cardboard box and cut armholes in it. I knocked on Daniel's door in full Chef Boyardee cosplay and handed him a can. Hello, I said. Your daily subscription to Chef Boyardee beefaroni has ended. Would you like to renew? Laughter exploded behind him. Daniel looked over his shoulder and saw Connor, the store bagger, his sister's new boyfriend. They'd been dating a few weeks. That's how Connor found out about the prank in the first place. Daniel punched me in the arm so hard I dropped the can. You son of a... We laughed until we couldn't breathe. His parents weren't as amused. His mom made me swear it was over. I agreed. My calves were wrecked from all the walking anyway. Now it's a running joke. Daniel still calls me Chef when I call him. At his wedding, I gave a toast and handed him a dented can of beefaroni in a gift bag. His wife just shook her head like she knew what she'd signed up for. Total cost? $80 in cans, plus 1 mask, 1 apron, and a summer of midnight cardio. Still the best money I've ever wasted. TLDR. Bought and hid Chef Boyardee beefaroni for nearly half a year around my best friend's house. The beefaroni bandit strikes again.